Hey, how's it going guys? Nate here, and today we have some rather sombering Fallout 4 information regarding PS4 modding, and Bethesda came out on Twitter and said this today. They have announced that the Fallout 4 PS4 modding beta has been delayed for an unallotted amount of time. They didn't really give us any insight on this. They didn't even give us a window. It could be a couple of weeks. It could even be a couple of months. We're not exactly sure on this. My own personal guesstimate would probably be maybe a week or two. We're not sure exactly why Bethesda is delaying this. It could be that they just mismanaged their time and needed a little bit to correct themselves, or it could be that they encountered a huge issue that they were not prepared to handle. But either way, it does appear that the beta is getting pushed back quite significantly. Now, unfortunately, this is only adding to the seemingly very long series of roadblocks that Bethesda and Sony have encountered in trying to get PS4 mod functionality up and running efficiently. I mean, first, of course, they announced at E3 that modding on the PS4 would be about a month after the Xbox One. Then later, when they seemed like everything was going on track, they just then, out of the blue, announced all these limitations that would be bestowed upon the PS4, including texture issues and load order restrictions. And then now, of course, they delay the beta when it was seemingly like imminently going to release in only a couple of days. I mean, most of us were speculating it was only inches away. So a lot of people were definitely taken a bit back by this. It is definitely quite unfortunate. But in my previous video where I discussed some more of the PS4 limitations, people were kind of theorizing that perhaps it was some sort of like maleficence between Bethesda and Microsoft working together or something. Honestly, that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like the main issue here is stemming from a technical standpoint. Bethesda themselves are actually claiming that the real reason behind all of these technical issues and whatnot is actually a result of Sony's and PlayStation 4's quote-unquote unique and rather difficult operating system. The Xbox One runs on a Windows-based OS. Windows is undoubtedly the most popular and prominent OS in the entire world. Hell, it's most likely that the developers of Fallout 4 at Bethesda probably developed the game on a Windows-based PCs, so they're just a lot more familiar with the platform than they are really anything else. Developers are very used to what the Xbox One brings and its operating system. It makes it a lot easier for them to do things like porting and whatnot. Whereas Sony suffers from the exact opposite. Their OS isn't one that developers are particularly well familiar with. It's quite a unique sort of software that not a lot of people understand fully. So it does add for a level of complexity that devs aren't always prepared to handle. And it's not really Sony's fault. I mean, it's not like they can license Windows from Microsoft for obvious reasons. And every year they're kind of forced to create their own sort of thing. And while this one's a bit Linux-based, it's still very hard for developers to completely figure out and make functional. So we just really kind of have to wait for Bethesda to figure this whole thing out, which seems like they eventually will. It's just like the only barrier right now is time and some limitations thereafter. But anyway, guys, my faith is still somewhat with Bethesda. I'm confident they'll eventually figure this problem out. If you're a PlayStation 4 user anticipating the release of mods, stay strong. They will be coming eventually. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you all in the next video, everybody. Like if you liked, dislike if you disliked. Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.